Thank you all for being here. And as we move through the final weeks before we get to commencement, just want to thank you all for your time and effort. And so for so many of you to be here today, this means a lot for me, and I think it means a lot for this university to have so many people that are engaged, because I know you're so busy. Want to take a moment to recognize the campus leaders who are joining us today. Our colleagues from the Faculty Senate, if you can raise your hand. Faculty Senate, thank you very much. PSA, thank you. OCTSA and SGA, thank you all for being here. And thank you for the leadership and the perspective you provide for this incredible university. And we all look forward to hearing your updates in a few minutes. It is an absolute honor to serve as the 30th president of this university, and I mean that sincerely. When you look around this room, the talent, commitment, and experience represented here today are remarkable, and they show the impact that you have on this university every day. Leading this institution is a responsibility that I take, and hopefully you've seen me take very seriously. And if you've asked the leadership team, they might describe my style as energetic. But I would also say the same thing about them, and I would also say the same thing about you. It has been so much fun to get to interact with a group that is such high energy, and it means a lot for our faculty and students as well. The passion that I have is driven by the pride that I have in this university and the momentum that we are creating together. And I truly, like many of you, just love this university, and I've just loved to see the difference that you've made in our students and our community's lives, so thank you very much. I feel it as I drive into work every day, down University Boulevard, under the beautiful tree-lined canopy, Tusca's trunk that's out in front that we all get to see students taking their pictures before graduation, and Denny Chimes, a symbol of tradition and pride, sharing its tune with this campus every 15 minutes if you wake up across the street for nearly 100 years. As students make their way to class, we can see the future taking shape, and we can see where this university has been, where it's going, and where it's positioned to achieve. So let me show you. Let's hear it for the strategic communications team that put that awesome video together. So hopefully you see a momentum. The momentum driving the University of Alabama in our classrooms, in our research, and in the partnerships we build. And it matters because we are in a period of real change and real opportunity. And our work, the work that we all do today, sits at the center of it. The expectations around higher education are shifting. The workforce across Alabama and across the nation, as well as our world, are evolving. Technology is advancing at an unprecedented pace, and there is a growing expectation that our work must deliver strong outcomes, and that our students leave here more prepared than ever for what comes next. And that's really our focus today, what comes next. Across the country, higher education institutions must decide how they will respond to this change. They can react as it unfolds, or they can take a much more intentional and future-focused approach. At the University of Alabama, we've already made that decision. We have a legacy of leading in moments like this. Over the last several months, I've spent a great deal of time listening. I spent a lot of time listening to many of you. In meetings, in small groups, in hallways, and in conversations across campus, I've asked many of you, thousands of you, a single question. If you were me for the day, if you were the president, what would you do? Right? What would you change? I've heard from faculty, from staff, from students in the thousands, what is working, where we need to improve, and where we have the opportunity to move forward together. I want to say to all of you, thank you for your time in that, and thank you for your honesty. What I'm sharing with you today is shaped directly by those conversations with you. It reflects what you've shared and the direction that we will carry forward together as one united team. The work ahead depends on a strong partnership across faculty, staff, and leadership, and on a shared commitment to moving this university forward together. And I want you to hear this directly from me. I value our faculty. I value our staff. The strength of this institution is built on your work, your expertise, and your commitment to our students. And because of that, now we are going to lead. That posture requires clarity, not only about where we were headed, but about the choices we make along the way together. So let me start here. We're becoming a future-ready flagship. From now on, you will hear that reflected in how we talk about our work. As the university for Alabama, for leaders, and for the future. These three priorities are intertwined. They are different expressions of the same direction, and they're meant to work together. Being the university not of, but for Alabama means strengthening Alabama, preparing the critical workforce for a changing economy, building partnerships that drive opportunity, and extending our impact to every county across the state. Being the university for leaders means preparing our university and our students to lead, with the knowledge, the skills, and the experience to take away what they learn from you and apply it in meaningful ways. Being the university for the future means making the investments and investing in the work that makes this institution able to compete and excel at what lies ahead in research and innovation and how we prepare students for a changing world. This is the direction, and it needs to be reflected clearly in how we all operate and operate together. That clarity takes shape through four commitments, promises I am making to this university and that we must make together. This is not the responsibility of any one office or any one group. It belongs to all of us across this university. These commitments are grounded in what this institution is known for, what it can be, and what will take us to lead the next generation. And they are meant to guide our alignment in the decisions that we make together. I use the word commitment intentionally because it's a promise about what we will prioritize and a standard that we will hold ourselves to, and a path we return to when decisions are not always simple. Something that you can trust and something you can all anchor to. This will shape how this university continues to advance and how we will be future ready. Our first commitment is to develop. Today, we are making a commitment to develop the leaders and the workforce our state and our world need. This begins with our students and with a clear expectation that when they leave this university, they are prepared, not only with the knowledge, but with the skills to apply it, to think critically, and to lead. It requires academic excellence and a signature student experience. And that kind of preparation is built over time, largely through experience, in the classroom, in the lab, and in the real-world settings where students apply what they learn from each and every one of you today. You see our commitment to develop in internships where students work alongside industry leaders, helping design high-quality vehicles just down the road in Vance at the Mercedes-Benz plant. You see in our research where our incredible faculty are advancing important ideas and engaging students directly, giving them the opportunity to ask questions, explore, and contribute meaningfully. This includes research like Dr. Mercy Mumba's work on substance use and mental health, helping us better understand risk, improve prevention, and strengthen care in communities that need them most. And it brings students into the process, giving them the opportunity to engage directly in research with real-world relevance. And you can see us developing students through the relationships that shape their experience, the guidance, the conversations, and the support to help them find direction and step forward with confidence. It is also about leadership opportunities, in the formal sense through the newly established School of Leadership and Policy, which will enroll its first students next fall, and through programs like the Randall Research Scholars, the Culver House Ambassadors, and the Capstone Men and Women. And in a broader sense, it's about preparing students to take responsibility in their professions, in their communities, and most importantly, in their lives. It's important to say clearly that this direction is grounded in our academic core, a foundation built across all of our colleges, especially in the Bearfield College of Arts and Sciences. The arts, the humanities, and the natural and social sciences are not separate from this direction. They are foundational, and they make it all possible. They are where students learn to think critically, to interpret, to communicate, and engage with ideas in meaningful ways. That strength is also reflected in national recognition, as the University of Alabama continues to be a top producer of Fulbright program students, a reflection of the global perspective and intellectual curiosity developed across our disciplines. Those are the skills that shape how our students lead, how they adapt, and how they contribute. They are essential to everything we do across this university. That commitment is also reflected in how we continue to build these areas. One example is the new Smith Family Center for Performing Arts that will open this time next year, a significant addition for the arts and a visible expression of our commitment to creativity, scholarship, and the student experience. And as we build this foundation, we are going to be more intentional in how we do this. We will expand access to these experiences, ensuring more students engage in internships, research, and hands-on learning earlier in their times in their careers. We will strengthen the connection in what students are learning and where they are going, aligning more closely with the needs of the workforce that they will be entering. And we will measure the success not only by enrollment, but by persistence, by graduation, and by the contributions our alumni make as they go on. This is how that we will ensure that a degree from the University of Alabama continues to build value. And over time, that value will be measured by the strength of those contributions. That is our commitment to develop the leaders and workforce our state and our world need more than ever. Our second commitment today is to discover. Today, we are making a commitment to discover, which is our promise to advance research and innovation that address real challenges and expand what is possible. This is where the University of Alabama plays a distinct role, bringing people together in disciplines and ways to lead new ideas, new understanding, and meaningful processes. Some of that work is already taking place across our campus in labs and research centers where engineering and business faculty and students are addressing supply chain challenges that affect how goods are made and delivered, connecting that work directly to industry and our broader economy. You can also see it in partnerships across the state through efforts like the Wiregrass Hub for Water Research, where the university will help communities in Southeast Alabama address critical needs in water, agriculture, and infrastructure, with impact that will extend far beyond our region. We're extending discovery into areas that matter, from health and education, social work, business, and the humanities, where faculty and students are asking important questions and pursuing answers that have the potential to make a real difference. It's about empowering our faculty and researchers to be leaders in innovation. You're seeing discovery taking place in rapidly evolving spaces like artificial intelligence, a field that is changing quickly and raising important questions. Questions we are committed today to exploring. And I recognize for some, including me, this is new and unfamiliar, but we have the opportunity to engage it with a thoughtfulness and be able to learn together. Our role is to understand it, to apply it effectively, and to lead in how it is used. And this is the foundation of the recently announced UA AI experience. This new initiative is designed to ensure that across this university, our students, our faculty, and our staff are prepared to use these tools with judgment, with accountability, and with clarity in how we apply it to our work. We will continue to share more about this new opportunity in the weeks ahead, and I'm excited about what this will mean for all of us. You see the same kind of discovery work in efforts like Compass Brain Health Initiative, The image behind me from a recent ribbon cutting reflects that people are coming from across all of our disciplines and sectors to improve recovery, support long-term brain health, and strengthen the care for individuals and families across our state. Increasingly, the most important discoveries are happening at the intersection of fields, where different disciplines and perspectives come together to solve big problems that cannot be addressed in isolation. This commitment to discover is about creating conditions for that work to grow, investing in people, the infrastructure, and the partnerships that support it. That includes expanding our capacity for advanced computing at UA with our new high-performance computing and data center opening in early 2027 to advance research in areas like artificial intelligence, quantum computing, water security, and giving our faculty and students the tools they need to analyze complex data, accelerate discovery, and move ideas and impact faster. And it is about ensuring that we discover connections back to the broader mission of this university, contributing not only to knowledge, but to communities that we serve in the future and that we are helping to shape. We have the opportunity to be more intentional in how we align our research with the areas that matter most, strengthen interdisciplinary collaboration, and expanding the reach of that work for this university. And that is our commitment to discover. Our third commitment is to serve. Today, we are making the commitment to serve, to strengthen communities and ensure that what we do makes a meaningful difference beyond our campus. This begins with our responsibility to the state of Alabama. As the flagship, we are positioned not only to educate students, but to contribute to the strength and future of the state in ways that are visible, lasting, and grounded in real need. That means expanding access to healthcare, to education, to economic mobility, and doing so in ways that are as intentional and sustained. You see that service and partnerships we build across Alabama, working alongside schools, communities, industries, and organizations to create opportunity and address the challenges that matter most for our state right now. Through Magnet, for example, we were part of a tri-state effort to strengthen the workforce, support advanced manufacturing and mobility innovation, and create new pathways to economic growth across our region. Service is also reflected in how we respond to the priorities of the state. In healthcare, for example, we know that there's a critical shortage of nurses across Alabama, and that for every well-qualified student we enroll, another is turned away due to capacity constraints. We're addressing that directly by expanding the Capstone College of Nursing, with the goal of more than doubling the number of practice-ready nurses we produce over the next 5 years, strengthening access to care across Alabama, and helping meet a critical workforce demand. And that same responsibility applies to education. The strength of this state depends on strong schools and the teachers that lead them. Preparation must begin before students arrive on this campus, and our role includes developing and supporting the educators who will shape the next generation of Alabama students, many of whom will be ours someday. This is also the foundation of new efforts like the Crimpus Compass, built by OTIDE here, and our new UA platform for providing free access for students across the 67 counties of the state of Alabama. Our goal is to better understand their options and prepare our students, all students in our state, for what comes next. Crimson Compass also connects them to experiences like UA Activate, bringing them onto campus and into our community while they're still in high school, so everyone feels welcome on our campus. That same focus is reflected in the way our students engage beyond the classroom, applying what they are learning in real settings and developing a deeper understanding of the communities that they will serve. You see it in how student life is strengthening and tracking student engagement through efforts like UA Realist, a new approach to documenting involvement in leadership, service, research, and campus life, ensuring those opportunities are recognized and connected to opportunities beyond this university. Looking ahead, we are going to be more intentional about how we scale our service. This means expanding these partnerships and pathways so that more students across Alabama have access to the preparation and the support they need to be successful. It means strengthening that connection between education and opportunity, creating clearer pathways for students across the state. This commitment is about being present, engaged, and responsive so that what we do here continues to matter beyond our campus boundaries. And finally, it's about connecting education to opportunity through strong partnerships that create lasting value over time. And it's about doing that consistently and deepening relationships and showing up in ways that our communities can trust. and that is our commitment to serve. Our fourth and final commitment is to steward. Today, we are making a commitment to steward and manage this university's resources with discipline, with transparency, and with accountability. At its core, stewardship is about how we make decisions and how we align resources to the priorities of this institution. That requires clarity and shared visibility, stronger collaboration across units, and trust in how decisions are made and resources are used. That work is already underway as we strengthen how the university operates. It's a promise that everything we do serves our mission. Through Capstone Convergence, we are moving from 81 different independent business models to one integrated enterprise system platform, bringing finance, human resources, and operations into alignment. That shift will bring us clearer data, better coordination, and a more transparent view of how our resources are used across this institution. And that has real impact. This transformation will reduce duplication, improve the speed of decision making, and allow you, our faculty and staff, to spend less time navigating systems and more time focusing on what matters most: teaching, research, and supporting students. That same approach is reflected in how we invest our resources. Stewardship requires discipline in how we grow, making deliberate choices that strengthen academics, expand research, improve operations, and support the full student experience. We will build on the tremendous success of the Rising Tide 2.0 capital campaign by connecting our donors to a clear vision and aligning their investment with the priorities that move this university forward. Stewardship also shapes how we approach athletics. We recognize that the landscape of collegiate athletics is changing quickly. In many ways, and in a lot of ways, it's very unsettled. We are seizing the opportunity to lead in the development of a new landscape. That makes it even more important that we approach athletics investments with focus and intention, ensuring that they serve our student athletes, align with our mission and priorities, and strengthen this institution. These decisions are connected. They shape how this university operates, how we prioritize, and how we effectively deliver on our mission. They influence the experience our students have and the environment in which faculty and staff do their work, ultimately strengthening our ability to compete and to lead. As we build on this work, we are going to be more intentional in how we steward our resources. We will continue to strengthen transparency with clearer decisions and greater visibility into how our resources are allocated and used. And ultimately, this is about focusing our resources where they matter most, supporting students, strengthening faculty, and positioning this university to compete at the highest level. This is the standard: clear, disciplined decisions that keep the University of Alabama and our talented team strong over time. This is our commitment to steward. As we look forward, the direction is set, and the work in front of us is clear. Bold commitments to develop, discover, serve, and steward. This work is already happening across the university, and it is happening because of you. It reflects the partnership, the insight, and the dedication you bring to your work every day. And it will accelerate as each of us sees our place in it and takes ownership of it. And I want to leave you with a very clear way to think about this, something that we can all share and carry forward. We are focused on three things: developing leaders in the workforce of the future, driving research and innovation to solve real-world problems, and strengthening communities across our state and beyond. Everything we do, how we invest, how we build, and who we hire will serve that mission. And we are going to manage every dollar like it matters, because it does. This is about our students, it's about our dedicated faculty and staff, and this is about talent, the talent that sits out here in the audience today. It's about the work that you do every day and what we can accomplish together as the University of Alabama. That today is our commitment. The University of Alabama is a future-ready flagship, and I am confident in what we will be able to accomplish together. As always, roll Tide.